Portland, Oregon, who stood with rioters last summer, is now calling for an end to the violence as Seattle faces a policing crisis with officers leaving the force in droves. So let's address the ongoing unrest in the Pacific Northwest. That's a mouthful. With KTTH Seattle Talk Radio host Jason Rantz. All right, Jason, let's talk about this exodus from the Seattle Police Department. You've got 66 police officers who have left the Seattle PD so far this year. That number is expected to go up to 100. Can you put this in perspective for us? Historically, how big of an exodus is this, and how does it stack up?
It's huge. So last year was a historic high for the SPD, losing these officers at about 193. And so going into the end of May, we're going to get up to 300. And this all started around the time with the defund movement. Now, for a while, the SPD has been having some staffing issues because in the city, hating cops has become a sport, coming from both the Seattle City Council, but also the activist community. But here is the most concerning part. Seattle has the lowest number of deployable officers since at least the 1980s.
Wow.
Obviously, the population has considerably jumped since then.
Okay.
And we're experiencing some significant surges in crime. We just broke a 26-year record of homicides here.
Well, actually, since you bring that up, I'd love to pop up this graphic to talk about exactly that. You can see the number of homicides in 2019, 31. In 2020 till now, 57. Looks like it's gotten pretty bad.
Yeah, and we just had a report that came out yesterday in King County, where Seattle is located, a 34% increase in homicides over the last 4 years. There's no sign that this is going anywhere, and it's due in large part to the fact that we just don't have enough police officers. And we've embraced, not only in this city, but the left has embraced in this country, a culture of lawlessness. We are giving endless chances to criminals who end up recommitting over and over and over again, and each crime they commit seems to escalate. We don't punish anyone. We demonize the cops. We say that they're the bad guys, and we give a pass to the actual criminals out there. All we're doing is emboldening this kind of behavior. It's continuing. And it's not just happening in Seattle, as you know, you point out to the Portland issue, but really this is happening all across the country. You look at what's going on in New York City, Minneapolis, Louisville. I mean, we're seeing increases in crime while officers are abandoning the departments.
Well, something else happening in your area, this K-8 school, Broadview Thompson, was sent into lockdown after a homeless man was seen with a firearm. Police swarmed the school. But can you help me understand why exactly this is happening? It sounds like there's a homeless camp that has sprung up, but on school property?
Yeah, so this school is located in North Seattle, and right next door is a park that's owned by the Seattle School District. The school board refuses, because of their ideology, to sweep up any encampments. So encampment has grown to be enormous. I visited just a couple weeks ago. It's massive. Well, and as a result, more people are showing up, and they're posing a danger to these kids.
Well, and listen to this parent, what this one parent has to say, and then I'll get your take on the other side.
I went through, there was someone with a throwing axe right in the middle of the trail, surrounded by tents, throwing it at this target, repeatedly hitting the bullseye. Let's see, yesterday in Seattle, there was a shooting at a different encampment. 2 people were shot.
Throwing an axe, and it sounds like very close to young school children?
Yeah, it's literally feet away from the playground. And I spoke to that parent actually today because, as you pointed out, yesterday, a security officer on campus saw someone with what he suspected was a gun. It turned out to be a BB gun, thankfully, and no one was hurt. But they went into a lockdown. This is going to continue. And unfortunately, it feels like these kids are sitting ducks. And the only way that the Seattle School Board is going to act is when it's too late, when there's actually a victim or victims. And that obviously would be a tragedy. This is very easy to fix. We have shelter, we have space for these folks, but they are holding off. This school board led by Chandra Hampson, she's the school board president, they're holding off for subsidized housing. And just today, I got an email forwarded to me from the PTA of this school supporting the decision to keep the encampment at this park.
Wow.
It is
Jason,
destructive.
Keep watching it for us. Stay safe out there, and let us know what you find. Thanks so much.
I will, Kristen. Thank you.